what's good, Commanders fans? This will be like a 5-minute video because I gotta eat dinner real quick. Got some stuff I gotta do tonight. Yeah, Chase Young, man, not great news, but I'm not gonna overreact. But it is kind of disappointing. So the news is that he's uncertain for week 1. Ben Standing came up with an article saying that Chase Young is progressing from the stinger injury, in quotations for stinger, the word stinger injury suffered in the preseason opener. However, he is still not clear for contact, is expected to meet with another doctor this week, and is uncertain for week 1. Grant Paulson, I don't know, how true his sources are or whatever his information that he got. He said he can add to this report in The Athletic that there's doubt about Chase Young's status for the opener right now. Many in the building don't think he will be on the field against the Cardinals. I do want to give a shout out to Prize Picks. I hate to do this, but I probably will take the under on Chase Young's 7.5 sacks. Sacks isn't everything. But you can use my promo code REAL@Oliver. You get 100% deposit match up to $100. I would take the under on Chase Young 7.5 sacks. You compare that with Dak Prescott over a half of a passing yard for the game week 1, but for the season under 7.5 sacks for Chase Young. Using my promo code REAL@Oliver, you get 100% deposit match. Use the link down below in the description for Prize Picks. The app is Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks. But the article was saying the 2020 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year is progressing nicely. I already read that part. But yeah, Grant Paulson, I guess he has some inside information or inside scoop, and many in the building don't think he'll be ready for the Cardinals in week 1. And there was this doctor that tweeted under Ben Standig's article saying that the definition of a stinger is an overstretching of a cervical nerve, causing pain, numbness, and tingling, and sometimes complete loss of strength/use. Most common location is the C5 through 6. Stingers have to last less than 24 hours. If bilaterally simultaneously and bigger problems exist, stingers don't linger. There's a greater issue going on here. My guess is either cervical instability or a herniated disc. Not good. So this was in Chase Young's neck, the stinger, quote unquote. So this guy, the Dr. Jesse Morris, I'm not a doctor at all. I don't know any of this stuff, to be honest. But yeah, he's saying stingers don't linger. So it could be something else. It could be something more than just a stinger. It could be a herniated disc or cervical instability, which is not good at all. So he certainly is uncertain for week 1 and is not trending well. Now, F.A. Obada is on injury reserve. Phidarian Mathis is on injury reserve, another disappointing second-round pick. You look at the second-round picks who have gotten a second contract. It's only been like Rocky McIntosh and Fred Davis, guys like that. Sua Cravens has not gotten one. Ryan Anderson was not a good pick. He didn't pan out. He didn't get a second pick. Second contract. Darius Geis, ACL injury, bunch of knee tears, stuff like that. Second-round picks just have not worked out. You can go back to Devin Thomas and Malcolm Kelly, guys like that. You can even go back to those days. Second-round picks just did not work out for the Washington Skins at the time. But yeah, Phidarian Mathis, first series gets hurt. First series in the first game of the season against the Jaguars gets injured. And then the first series in the Browns game, in the preseason game, he gets injured. So he just has not been reliable at all. And he was kind of overdrafted, kind of an unnecessary pick because we already had 2 really good DTs. Did you have to get another DT in the second round as a backup, as a rotational piece? So, and you had John Ridgeway come in and produce more, which you didn't have to do much because Phidarian Mathis didn't play. But you get a guy off the practice squad, John Ridgeway, who was more impactful. So, and then they signed Abdullah Anderson to the roster. It's like they signed Tyler Larson. But F.A. Obada being out, that does hurt too. Now, I know it's the Cardinals. I get it. But you do want a full roster for sure, whenever you can get one, of course. The Broncos, we'll see if Chase Young, this is up in the air. Then other injury updates. John Keim says tight end Logan Thomas, defensive end Chase Young, and quarterback Kendall Fuller out here stretching. No Terry McLaurin, no surprise, was in a boot until Tuesday. Need to keep off feet as much as possible this week. Don't see wide receiver Dax Milne out here as well. So we'll see what happens with Dax Milne. They do have a good amount of days to go, like 10 days, which will move very quickly. But I'm happy to see Tyler Larson back on the roster as a depth piece at the center position. But Chase Young, I'm rooting for Chase Young. I'm a Chase Young fan. Injuries are unfortunate. The ACL injury, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So I don't know what's going on with his stinger, Ron Rivera said this was a self-diagnosed thing from Chase Young. So I don't know what pain he's going through. But this is a prove a year for him, man. He's got to prove to other teams, not just to Ron Rivera and the Commanders, but he has to prove to other teams, like the Steelers who won him, the Ravens won him. Mike Tomlin loves Chase Young, but he's got to prove to other teams that he's worthy of a good contract. Because if he misses games and doesn't play up to par, then he's looking at like a $7 million, $8 million deal, something like that, instead of potentially like a $17 million deal, a $20 million deal that he can earn if he gets double-digit sacks. So it's the ball is in his court. It's on him for sure. But injuries are nothing to play with. If he really is going through pain, I get it. But you know, this is a prove it year. This is a contract year, some money year for him for sure. Ron Rivera, when asked by reporters and Ashburn about Chase Young's status, he said, "The biggest thing I can tell you is the guy is practicing and doing everything we need him to do right now as he's getting ready for the opener. I have no idea what the doctor's going to do, but I do know right now that he's told him he can continue to progress and get himself ready to go. So until then, there's nothing we can tell you, nothing we can say. We'll have the medical report come out on Wednesday." So I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm really not. But there's a level of concern. There's a level of concern because last year they kept saying he was ready to go. He's ready to go. He can play. He can play. He can play. The Giants game, he doesn't play. He's just on the side. It was the Giants game. The 2 Giants game he didn't play, where he was on the sideline. They kept showing on the camera for the Sunday night game where they're like, he's cleared to play, but it's on him, and he decided to keep himself out. So, you know, is this another kind of situation here where the team doctors maybe saying something and then the doctor he's going to is saying something? So I don't want to speculate too much on the situation. I just don't know enough. But I am rooting for Chase Young. I really am. I want to see him succeed. I want to see he has the talent to do it, but he has to stay healthy and be consistent for sure. Linebacker Jamin Davis' reckless driving case was moved to a jury trial on March 4th. So that's good news to him. He won't have to deal with the legal or the legalities until after the season. He was going like 100-something in a 45, going crazy. Speedy Gonzalez, fast and furious type in driving. So he will deal with that after. I don't think his 5th-year option is going to be picked up either, just like Chase Young, if I had to bet money on that. So yeah, that's just the news on Chase Young. Terry McLaurin, he's uncertain for week 1 as well. That doctor who tweeted out Jesse Morris, he said that he doesn't think that Logan Thomas will play on week 1. He doesn't think Terry McLaurin will play week 1 as well. He's a fantasy football doctor. So that's his name, Jesse Morris. So, you know, we'll see. We don't need a full arsenal for the Cardinals, but at the same time, I'm not sleeping on the Cardinals. So I would love to have Terry McLaurin out there for sure. And then Logan Thomas, I'm kind of iffy on him. He's just getting older, honestly, and I'm leaning towards Cole Turner more at this point. But we'll keep an eye on Chase Young. Like I said, I'm rooting for Chase Young. He has all the talent in the world. Pro Bowl potential. I'll say that. No more superstar potential. I don't see it right now at this point, but he certainly has 10 sack potential. But I would take the under. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. I'm excited for these games coming up. College football tonight. I'm excited for that as well. Should be lit. Should be a lot of fun. But those are the injury updates. Not a lot of good stuff coming out today. So, all right, you guys. Hello, Commanders. But he did say that, Ron Rivera did say that a week off did a lot of good for Kendall Fuller and Logan Thomas. So that's the positives that I will say. I think Kendall Fuller would be ready week 1, and we'll see what happens with Logan Thomas. I think he'll be ready for week 1. Terry, it really is up in the air. It is up in the air. I think we'll be fine if Terry doesn't play, though, Jahan Dotson. And this might be why they kept all those defensive ends, you know, because they've had to play without Chase Young the last year, and then when he got hurt in the second half of the year last year, we went on the winning streak. We beat Tom Brady. We beat Derek Carr and the Raiders. We beat a couple of good teams with good quarterbacks when we went on that stretch of wins. And, you know, Casey Toohill stepped up. James Fitzwilliams stepped up. A bunch of backup defensive ends had to step up. Andre Jones is going to have to step up this year. So that's probably why they kept so many defensive ends. And, you know, F.A. Obada being out too. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Held Commanders. Peace.